Streaming.
And I'm typing. I'm ready to talk my shit. And then I'm like, nah, let me go look at your page real quick. And I'm like, bitch,
There you go.
who the fuck are you?
All right, so we streaming this Kelsey interview. Long awaited. Nobody has heard from Shorty. Since Tory got incarcerated, right? So we really just trying to see what's really going on, see what information she can give us or clarify certain things for us, right? I don't really know what I need clarification on. I just want to know. I already think she's the shooter. No disrespect to Shorty, because like I figured since she asked for immunity, I don't know. I feel like only guilty people ask for immunity. I'm not too like savvy with the law, but you know, common sense tells me if you didn't do anything, why would you need protection from the law if everybody thinks old boy did it? You know what I mean? Free Tory. Anyway, let's see. I've been watching a little bit before. They're just talking about her upbringing, having a nice conversation. Seems like they're trying to get her comfortable to continue to speak. And she's comfortable. She even shed a couple tears talking about her late father. Shout out to her late father, who was a musician in her hometown. She says she's from Victoria, Texas. Never heard of it, but shout out to Victoria, man. But let me skip because I think it went back a little bit. Let's see. Shout out to Danza Project. I've seen clips from them. Usually pretty interesting. So let's see what they got going on.
Some sort of, I don't even know what they feel like. They feel like a king behind that keyboard or whatever they're typing on at that time. They feel like I'll be untouchable for the rest of my life. And it's always the same result as soon as they see somebody. You know, oh, I was just playing.
I was just playing. Nah, we don't play like that. And, you know, it's a difference between somebody who's just trolling, you know,
okay, they're talking about
whatever you want about
I already
me.
seen.
But when you talk about my child,
Okay, I've seen this
put
part.
your name or a photo behind what you do.
Okay, they're talking about.
they had dinner
trolls.
and went on about their way. So, like, put some
hookah.
respect on
I've never even
Victoria.
seen that.
No, but
It's
I'm a
fire.
small town girl.
All right, Victoria,
you know,
we got this already.
mission was to, you know, like break generational curses, break that generational curse of poverty. And so I was on that mission, you know, to make it in life and be able to put myself in a position where I can put.
For those who didn't
people
see
in
it, they
position.
asked her
You know,
how
that's
she
literally
got
like
into the industry. I think
my
the guy
ultimate-
kind of skipped ahead with
goal
that question,
is
but
just to,
her father was a musician in
you know,
Texas.
be content
and
in that area.
she wanted to get into that lane as well.
Can't knock that. We don't want that for themselves, especially for themselves and their family and their siblings.
Yeah, not because we went through like a lot, homelessness.
Okay, I've seen
You know.
this.
The industry and entertainment.
Yeah, this is the question. I
was
didn't
able to
really
get
like that he
in
asked this
position.
at
So
this
I was
point.
a great.
I think it
great
was too
employee.
early because it was kind
every
of
job
like
I've ever had. Great employee.
And okay, so 16 Arrow Poster. How did you make the jump into the industry and entertainment?
So my dad, he was a music artist.
okay, so we already talked about this.
I grew up in a household
All right, they're talking
I
about
don't know. I
single
think my
moms.
mother did.
All right,
No,
boom, boom,
I don't know.
Shout out to the single
You know,
moms
she
out
got
there.
us through.
that you obviously want to. I want to be Superman. You know what I mean? And
Right.
Yeah, I think it's very important for you to like
She's
call
getting
your
emotional.
people,
She was talking about her father.
check on them. I make sure I talk to my mama every day.
Amen.
I talk to her every day.
The chance to say that or speak your piece, so it is important. You're
It's
absolutely
very
right.
important, and
All right.
I am so sorry for your loss.
I'm sorry for
Video where he's giving advice.
I've seen this
and
already, so
I'll,
it's not
you know, just
what we
taking it
want to
that
hear
way. So
necessarily.
he
It's a good
definitely left
conversation,
us
though.
with
No
stuff that we
disrespect.
can
But
go
you
back
know what?
to
You know what we
interest,
here
you know.
for.
that's amazing. To be able to document these moments, talk to the people more, talk to them. You know, like tell them to like and follow. You remind us there.
Honestly, I didn't. I had dreams of becoming a lawyer. I didn't really aspire to be like anybody. my ultimate, like I said, my ultimate goal was just to
Rum punch.
break the generational curse of poverty. It wasn't about, oh, I want to be like this person or I want to be like that person, you know? So, I mean, I to be honest, I ain't aspire to be nobody but a better version of myself.
Okay.
Nobody but a better version of myself at that young, though?
No, yes. Yes, we went through so much that's all, you know.
Know what you need
That's
to do.
exactly. When I
better
got, like I said, when I got my first job, it was help the family. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have anybody I wanted to be like or aspire to be like.
Okay.
That's actually pretty dope. It's a different perspective than what you hear most people say. It's like there's always this person or that person, this person. To be able to identify so young, I personally like the story of the child that navigates through the hood more.
Yeah.
Right. Like I grew up in the hood in Buffalo, New York, and I always try to tell people the primary difference and the reason why we're more like prone to be fucked up a little bit is we grow up quicker. You know, our first 10 years of life is actually helping take care of the other siblings.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Making sure that everything is good. You know, making sure like when somebody knocks on the door, it's different when you live in different.
All right. They kind of. All right. So we want to know about Kelsey, but we want. All right. Let me just skip ahead a little bit. It's like, yo, we here for the. I want to hear what happened from start to finish, how she met Meg, how they became friends, what she was doing for Meg. Was she an employee? Was she just a friend? Like, what was her role in Meg's life at the time? These are the things I want to know, you know? It'll give you a gauge of their friendship, because they were best friends, right? So I feel like girls become best friends a little too fast sometimes. Not saying that's the situation, but come on, let's get to it, man. Respectfully.
Different neighborhoods. Like you really gotta.
Part of that is I wanted to be sure when I did speak that I wasn't speaking from a place of anger.
In shock.
Don't open the door.
Nobody's home.
They're definitely not allowed. Yeah.
Don't open the door. But, you know, I'm grateful, though, for the things that I went through in life. You know what I'm saying? I feel like had I had it the easy route, I wouldn't be as sharp, you know, as I am. I wouldn't have had the work ethic I had. You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate the struggle, for sure.
Okay. We could already tell two differences between Kelsey and Meg. Meg grew up with both parents. I think her mom ended up passing away recently. But Kelsey, she described like she kind of had it rough. Her mom, single mom. She knew her father, but he wasn't in the household. And she was taking care of her younger sisters growing up. And she had to work early. So it just shows you a little different in personalities between the two. I don't know if it really means much, but maybe that could help with insight. I don't know.
The life is what I'm living. You know, like it's just that it's for me, I'm sitting here kind of in shock that I'm getting to know the real you, because obviously it's a story that I followed, everything that went on. And it's I don't think there was a bigger story in the news the past few years, unless we're talking
We get into it.
about Young Thug, right? Like there hasn't been a bigger story in the news. And so like as I get to know you, I'm like, okay, you know, like this is the human part of you that most people, they could never see. Yeah. So you haven't spoken to the world in years.
Mm-mm. I sure haven't. I haven't. And, you know, it took a lot for me to come and do this. You know what I'm saying? Part of that is I wanted to be sure when I did speak that I wasn't speaking from a place of anger. You know what I'm saying? That I wasn't, you know, I'm able to articulate myself well enough and not allow the drama or that stuff, you know, just overshadow like how I truly feel, you know? Yeah. I think that's very important. I didn't want to take an interview or sit down
I
with
haven't even
anybody
seen her hit the
until
hookah, honestly.
I was past that part, you know, and
Smart.
yeah, and you know, I had earlier this year, I was like, you know what? I think this is the year that I want to open up more, you know, let people into my life a little bit, and maybe hope this will help them understand me more. Maybe I'm related, you know, maybe my story will help somebody else, you know. Um, so, and I think it's also a part of like the healing process. Maybe this will help.
Okay.
And it absolutely will. You know, you can't. When we listen to music, how many musicians do you hear that you're like, this music is absolutely terrible, right? but they still get 2.5 million listens a month because they are able to reach through to somebody.
Right.
There's always somebody that's going through the same thing you're going through.
Absolutely.
You know, it's just that's nature. You know what I mean? So there's so many people that. Yeah, they'll sit there. There's so many people that'll sit there and troll you, but there's so many people that don't even have courage to type to you to tell you, you know, hey, how did you do it?
Right.
You know, how did you still find a way to navigate through
all of it?
You know, and that's something that we'll get to. For now, I was thinking about how it all began with Meg. You know, how did you meet her? I believe you were.
Thank you. Good. All right. He's getting a good question. Let's take it from the bottom or the top. Well, let's start from the bottom and get to the top. How did you meet Meg? Let's get it.
In college with her, and that's how the two of you became friends, correct?
Right.
Answer number one. They met in college. I didn't know. Maybe some of y'all knew this. I didn't know. I wanted to know. Thank you.
So how did that go about?
I want to say 2013, 2014. Sorry, I'm not good with the timeline and things of that nature, but we actually
How she hit the hookah?
both enrolled into a summer program at Prairie View. And it was only so many people who got selected to be in this program. And so we met there. We met at college during the summer. I had this crazy bright red hair. And I honestly was a tomboy. You catch me in the gym hooping with the boys. You know what I'm saying? Working out. So it's crazy how we both came together.
She be hooping?
Because
she was like Kobe.
You know what I'm saying? I was a to myself type of person. So it's crazy how we even gravitated towards each other because we was two totally different types. Yeah, like she's always been who she, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The wild.
Real hot girl.
I would have thought she would have been like the center.
Nah, she was part.
He got jokes. Danza got jokes. I don't know his name, but he said Meg would have been the center at the pickup at LA Fitness. Crazy.
She was a party girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy how we gravitated towards, you know, to each other. But we definitely met in college at Prairie View. One night she had invited me to a kickback. And it was just me, her, and a whole bunch of guys from the basketball team.
Holy.
And, you know, it was a vibe. Like, they were playing instrumentals. They were freestyling. Again, it's just me, her. I think it might have been one of.
I'm wondering what she covered up on her hand, because it's a crazy tattoo. Like, it literally covers knuckle to wrist. And it's kind of, you gotta be very selective with tattoos, man. I got small tattoos, nothing that I really regret. I don't regret at all, actually, but I'm always scared to get a big tattoo and not like it. So.
Another female, but she wasn't nobody paying attention to her. You know what I'm saying? So the guys, you know, that's what you do. You sit around, play beats, and freestyle. And she hopped up in the freestyle, and that shit was what the fuck? Mind you, I come from a music background, so I didn't know what I know now when it comes to, you know, I guess like different positions in the industry, how you can be this person to an artist. But I just knew music because of my father.
Yeah.
So when I heard her, I was like, this girl got something. You know what I'm saying? So we met. That happened. I told her like, hey, you need to let me record you and put you on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? She at that time she
Different mentality. See the two different upbringings? She's a hustler. She sees an opportunity like, yo, this shorty I met, boom, boom, boom. Oh, she can rap. Oh, you don't got your YouTube, you don't got your little cameraman or whatever, no video? Nah, somebody else gotta see this because you fire. That's real. I don't know if she looked at it as an opportunity or she was like, maybe, I'm rocking with this girl. Nah, she need to, but shout out to her.
she wasn't as confident in that
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
So she was like, nah, I don't think so. I said, no, you are a star. You know what I'm saying? You are a
Look at that.
star. Let me just record you and I'm going to create you a YouTube. I'm going to create your email and I'm going to put you on YouTube. And this is how people go viral. And I'm going to say the next day she came back and she was like, okay, you can record me, but it got to be to this beat. It was a MJG Nate Ball instrumental, Show Enough. And recorded her on my cell phone, edited on Movie Maker, put that shit on YouTube. Named the video. I named it Killing Shit because I was like, you killing shit. Like, we gonna name this shit Killing Shit. And shit from there, like, she became viral on the campus. Like, that girl could rap. That's the girl that rap. And shit, from there, everything just kind of spiraled. And we stayed connected. I believe after the whole semester, I ended up going my separate way. I moved. She moved. She went to a different college. But, we stayed connected. And that's how that happened.
So you found her.
Really,
that's how it works. You were the A&R in her
then
career.
that's why I said if I knew what I knew now, yeah. And I've never really just talked about it because I'm not gonna say I don't give myself enough credit for certain things.
This is some good insight because usually when people are around an artist, like they're like their friends from the hood, and they just trying to leech on sometimes, or just the people from the hood need an opportunity. They don't got nothing to do in the hood, so my boy made it. I'm gonna go where he go, and that person kind of takes care of the other people, which always ends up bad in the long run because you're gonna get tired of taking care of a grown person that doesn't bring any value. So, but it seemed like Kelsey brought value immediately. So, this is interesting to know.
But it just wasn't one of those things where it's like I felt like needed to be spoke on, I guess, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But it's a very important part of our story.
Yeah.
And I think it wasn't until 2018 where I really realized, like, damn, maybe that moment was really something.
Yeah.
Because her mom, rest in peace, pulled me to the side. We were in LA at a Airbnb. She had a music video down there for Big Ol' Freak. And her mom pulled me to the side. And I'll never forget that conversation because that was one of our last conversations before she passed on.
Damn.
And she just told me, like, thank you. I'm like, thank you? Thank you for what? She said, we wouldn't be right here today if it wasn't for you. And that stuck with me.
Look at that. Not saying she's owed money or anything, but she brought value immediately. Like, yo, why is your stuff not on YouTube? Other people need to hear this. I think you're fire. Do that. She helped Meg get that confidence. That's a good person right there. That's a good quality. I don't know if she's a good person, but that's cool.
Forever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn.
From mom.
Yeah, nah, that's...
And it's kind of weird. I don't like that. Like, I feel like Meg, we should have known this because Meg should have said this. If that's your best friend, we should have known, yo, I was rapping at a party. She heard me. She loved it. She thought I could be something. She told me get on YouTube. Like, why didn't we hear this story? I feel like that's pretty important to tell about your best friend. A lot of people don't like to give like little credit. Not to say that like she wouldn't have been anything without that little YouTube video, but I feel like Meg. We should have heard this story already from Meg.
That's for real. Nobody. I've never told nobody that. Only the inner circle knows about that.
Shout out to Danza Project.
Does she credit you for it?
Look at that.
You know, I don't think so. There's a few interviews out there you can go find where she did speak on it, but it was never like me and her had never had that conversation like thank you for doing this. You know what I'm saying? But I never thought nothing of it. I never thought nothing of it.
I mean, are you supposed to ask like, hey? What you forget? Like nobody wants to really play that role.
No, but it wasn't even one of those things. Like I said, I did it, and I genuinely did it because I really knew like she had something, and I just wanted her to show that to the people. And it wasn't one of those things where I was like, "Oh, I did this for you," and I never. Yeah. I didn't really. I overlooked that.
Yeah, you probably didn't even think of it until her mother said something, right?
Until her mom said something, and of course it stayed with me, but I still never was like, "Oh, you don't need this because of me."
Where my roses?
Right. Where's my plaque? Nah. But nah, it was never like that for me at all. I was just happy that she made something from it.
I mean, look, I guess you got a career in being an A&R. That's where you should be with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Yeah, there you go.
Stay tuned. I might be somebody's A&R soon.
Okay. There you go.
Y'all never know. But I'm working on a few things. But that was the start of our friendship, and of course, I kept trucking and doing my own thing after.
Something I'm noticing. I could have sworn they said she was married to a guy that was in business with Meg's label guy, Carl Crawford. Carl Crawford signed Meg before Rock Nation. And apparently she was dating Carl Crawford's friend or business partner. I thought they were married. I don't see a wedding ring. Maybe they weren't married. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they're not together anymore. That's... No wedding ring, though.
I left PV. I didn't finish college. I kept doing my own thing, and I was still involved in the Houston music scene. So, my work with her doing her thing, she was on her rise, and me doing my own thing within the Houston music scene. She wanted me to come with her and be on her team because she needed somebody that she could trust and somebody that obviously was knowledgeable in that area. So that's how all of that transformed.
Is that how your life as an entrepreneur began?
No. My life as an entrepreneur, like I said earlier, when my dad passed away in 2017, he had left, when he passed away, he had an unfinished album.
Okay.
So it was my job as his oldest daughter, you know what I'm saying, and somebody who had connections, I felt like was my duty to complete that album for him. So I had to go hawk down every session, find out every producer he worked with. I had to find somebody to help me get graphics and stuff like that for his album.
Sounds like you were the A&R of that project.
Yeah. And I am. And even then, I didn't know what an A&R was. I'm just doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I put the album out. I was in the streets selling them, like literally CDs, pushing them in the streets, getting his content together, rolling it out. And that's how the journey of Kelsey and my business Can Management started. Before he passed away, he sent me a message and was like, hey, Slim Thug needs models for his music video. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of the things I looked back into, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna do what he wanted me to do. He wanted me to be in the scene. So I then started being in music videos for these artists. I'm not really an in front of the camera type of person, but it was good money for me.
Yeah.
So
and a good look,
And a good look. So I ended up, girls would hit me up, Kelsey, because I was always on a set. So girls would hit me up like, Kelsey, how do I do that? How do I do this? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start a casting agency, and that's how that transpired.
Look at this. Shorty is a hustler. She's a hustler. I give her that. I like that.
All right. So you really look. I can only imagine your father had to look down and he's got to be incredibly proud of,
Oh,
of you
yeah.
being able to finish that project.
Oh man, what he would have been like, how the F did you do that? Because I had no knowledge. I had no knowledge on how to do this type of stuff. Yes, I was, like I said, he was he was a rapper, and I was around him at shows and stuff, but I'm just being his child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The
I'm
inner
not
workings is different.
exactly. So I literally had to learn this stuff. I had to just figure it out, you know, and that's what I did. And yeah, it was beautiful. We had an album release, everything. So, like I said, that's how I started developing the knowledge in that area, and just started my own thing.
That's dope. And so with all that said, a lot of people in the media, they throw around the term best friend loose. I mean, not just in the media, everywhere. It's best friend. Everybody's your best.
I like this guy because he's asking certain things that I want to know and that I would have asked. Like I said earlier, the whole best friend thing. Like, how did y'all become best friends? Yeah, she told you, oh, come on, you know, y'all were cool. So you come, she needs somebody she can trust. But how does the best friend thing start, you know, coming into play?
Best friend, right? Like this person's your best. Oh, we're best friends. They see me with Kato every day. They think I would actually be best friends with this guy. You know what I mean? but it's the narrative that goes around, right, with everybody. Was Megan Thee Stallion actually your best friend for that period of time?
Yeah, I believe she was my best friend at that time. I trusted her. She trusted me. I would like to believe that it was genuine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know I was genuine. So, yeah, I think, she was my best friend. Shit. And she seen me as the same. But people do throw that best friend term around loosely. Yeah. You'll meet somebody.
Very loosely.
And then be their best friend the next day. But it's all for a look. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's going to be on that. What's up, twin?
Yeah, I'm like, nah, I'm not loosely throwing no best.
We skip best friends and
went to twins? Nah, I'm not loose.
I don't even like calling people bro for real. Like, I'm saying, man, what's up, man? Like, bro, I'm not even trying to call bro.
Loosely throwing that term around because that comes with a lot. You know what I'm saying? Nah. But I felt like she was my best friend at that time.
Yeah, it's the word brother for men. You know what I mean? They're like, you know, like there's a good friend of mine, Marco. He absolutely hates it every single time when somebody calls him brother. You can see his face change.
Like, I'm not your bro.
Like why would you even? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he tries to stay quiet about it, but it is true for women. It's like, you know, the bestie.
Yeah, I'm
you know
not doing none of that. You know, my associate, but I'm not fixing to just put that label on nobody like that.
Anybody.
Nah. I'm scared to even make friends now. So I don't know when's the next time I'm gonna have a best friend. I don't know about all that. They scare me now.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of friends, how did you meet Tory?
He's skipping ahead, bro. I mean that's a good question that we want to know as well, but they were on a timeline. He kind of skipped ahead. So we went from best friend. There was probably some information we could have got in between that. Okay, y'all become best friends. What's the day-to-day like? Okay, you're traveling with her. Remember the whole COVID thing? She went home. But he want to get to it, so I ain't even mad at him, actually.
I met him at an industry event, the Rock Nation brunch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where we met.
That's funny that that's pretty ironic, actually, that Tory and her met at the Rock Nation brunch. Because if you know anything about what Tory was saying, he was like blaming Rock, and his father was blaming Rock Nation for kind of like making this whole situation a little crazier than it needed to be.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, sure.
What was that like? You got this 5'2" guy walking up to you.
Honestly, like I don't have, other than obviously the infamous night, I don't have nothing bad to say about him. You know, the encounters we did have, he had good energy. He was happy. He was cool. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him outside of all that.
Nothing about his hair or anything?
You know what's crazy?
Why are they coming at Tory for? Like, what's this about, man?
Y'all know what's crazy? I didn't even know about the hair part.
Really?
Until after everything. until after that night, and you start seeing people.
Speaking of the hair, Tory doesn't look bad bald. Like, just go bald, bro. Like, I think he was trying to do like the hair implant. I don't know. You might as well be bald, honestly. If it gets to that point, nah, I'm shaving it all off, homie.
Spin that picture in the media, and I'm like, what the fuck? Is that for real?
I'll be around this nigga.
I never knew like that was a thing like that. You know, I didn't know about all that.
You know, I always been a fan of Tory's music, and that's one of those things that like when people said that, I just was like, yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? Like, what's up with your man's hair? I'm like,
yeah,
there's definitely something going on with that.
That's crazy. You can't take that away. He got great music, but
So how did he get Kelsey?
How did he get Kelsey? You know, out of respect for y'all know I'm in a relationship and I.
Okay, she's in a relationship. All right, we got it. Okay. I thought she was married or engaged. She's in a relationship.
You know, that was years ago. I don't even want to elaborate on that.
Okay. I was just wondering if he like sang to her or something, you know?
Chick tape.
Nah.
But
I mean, we do need to know if that's true. Apparently Meg put her on Tory, or says she should date Tory. I think she can clear that up while still holding that respect for old boy that she's dating.
So obviously there's so much that went on with that I would imagine that's very painful to talk about.
Yeah.
Betrayal.
Mm-hmm.
And is that where the friendship ended? Is that night how the friendship ended between you and Meg?
You know, what's crazy is it's still so unclear to me how we got here. Right. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you consider somebody your best friend. You call them your sister. You're with them every day. You know what I'm saying? I would like to say no, the whole situation of her doing whatever behind my back, that is not why we fell out. It's so unclear to me why we fell out. I'm a type of person that likes to communicate things. Some people don't like to communicate.
It's a task for some people.
Right. But you would think when you have this, when you're close to this person and this person is supposed to be, you know, like your best friend, your family, your sister, like you would be able to talk about these things and, you know, agree to disagree. You don't even have to, you know, people grow and everybody has a season. So if that was just the end of our season, I felt like we should have been able to just have that conversation and it would have been fine. You don't have to end in, you know, chaos or can't move on with peace. You know, I'm the type of person that likes to move on with peace. Yeah. You know,
I'm really not understanding what she's saying here because we know that they had a fight that night. And then Meg was shot, right? That's what she said. So for her saying, "Oh, I don't know where it went wrong," I think you know where it went wrong. You found out she was sleeping with your man, the guy that apparently she put you on. So what's that about?
Respect that people grow, but I guess I don't know if it's a thing where people feel like they don't like to face the reality of things.
It's easier.
Is it easier
not to face the music and actually
talk about what, you know, the problems or what's wrong?
It's easier to do that. Let's just pretend like everything, you know what I'm saying?
I don't understand that.
Yeah, we live in.
I'm not saying it's right.
It's like walking into a relationship that you could tell is dead, and actually sitting down and having a conversation about why you want to end relationship to terminate it. It's a lot easier for somebody to go cheat or to
Just ghost
run
you.
off, and it's difficult to sit down and say, hey, it doesn't work, because now you're looking at somebody and you got to actually make that decision. I had a relationship like that once where the first 6 times I said I don't feel that way, I was a chicken shit. Like I backed out of it every time. No, I was just. I guess I was in the moment. I don't really mean it. Maybe I wasn't, and then I'm with her for another.
Then you're back
2
with her,
months
and you're
3
not
months.
really
Yeah.
happy, right? See, for me, I feel like everything was okay before that, as far as what I thought. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if she just took that opportunity to just say like fuck it,
Yeah.
right?
So much was going on at that time, too.
Right.
Like, I'm sure everything kind of just.
It was fast. Believe it or not, that was my last time ever seeing her.
Really?
And it's
Yeah, we believe it because, I mean, people think you're the shooter out here. So, I mean,
crazy. How do you go through something like this with somebody, with your best friend, your sister, and you just push them out so easily? I don't know. I'm a different type of person, I guess.
I don't know. This is interesting because when Tory called her from jail, I think she was outside the hospital. But, like, why wouldn't she be inside? You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you be inside the hospital with your best friend that just got shot? Because at that point, they didn't know she got shot, right? Because apparently Meg lied and said, "Oh, I stepped on glass," which is, yeah. Anyway,
You really are, because in front of the world, she went out, and it's clear now, right, that she went out and lied in front of the world, said I was never with him and stuff like that. And you weren't the type of person that went out screaming to the media that said, yes, you were. You just stayed chill. You stayed yourself throughout all that.
Yeah, and it wasn't an easy thing to do because there were so many times I wanted to go off, clear my name, defend my name, up against these lies. And
this is when you have to really listen when you're speaking to someone. I would have asked her, or maybe they are going to ask her, because me and this guy, we kind of been on the same wavelength with the questions. He's doing a good job. But I would like to know, what was she lying about? What was getting you angry and making you want to respond to? That's what I want to know.
But they say, like, people who run to tell their story first, they do it because they're scared of, like, the truth. You telling your truth.
Yeah.
So they got to paint this picture of you.
Let that be the narrative.
And make people believe you're this bad person before you can do it to them. You know what I'm saying? My intention is never to, like, paint somebody as a bad person. But my story, unfortunately, has to reveal these people's character. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they want that. You don't want me to tell my side of the story because it's going to reveal, like, things about you that is just, like, not right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, isn't that why we're here? Isn't that they gave her money she ain't come and do this for free. Just keep it a bean. This ain't for free. She's getting the bag. She's a hustler. They probably gave her. She probably got some good money. I don't know how much they gave her, but whatever they gave her, they're gonna get it back quickly. Because everybody's gonna want to know. But, like, if she ain't really giving information, like, what's up? Like, this is why we here. Tell us.
So, yeah.
So doesn't it bother you when, I did see the clip where she's like, oh, you better speak up or you better say anything, like.
Is that the one recently?
Yeah. It's like, you
There's
don't
so
want
many
me to
times.
speak up. But I feel that with the time that she did spend with you and that she knows of you, she knows that you are the type of individual that you don't,
Exactly,
you know,
that
so
I don't
she
like
uses that to her advantage.
to her advantage.
She's a big girl. She's probably always looking down on people.
I totally
Or Meg knows maybe that she might have shot her, so she's kind of like antagonizing her. And Kelsey, even though she had immunity, she's not gonna be like, yeah, da 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 da. That could be a possibility too. That makes sense in my brain, at least. Yeah.
agree with that. Not the big girl part, not the big girl part. The part about
See, this is in the beginning of the interview. She's like, "Oh, you know, a lot of people reached out to do interviews, Rolling Stones, blah blah blah, other publications," and she's like, "Oh, I liked you guys, like your energy, blah blah blah." But they need to still push the line. They can do it gently, but they need to push the line and delve a little deeper. Cause like we're just saying a lot of things. Yeah, well, she don't want me to, she don't, if I could tell my side, tell it. Like, come on, this is the opportunity for everything. And if they were smart, you would take advantage of the time you have, with her.
she knows my true character, so she knows, like, even though yes, if it comes down to it, whatever, I'm gonna handle my business.
Yeah.
She gonna handle hers.
I don't go out and seek drama. I'm not a confrontational person, but if it has to be that, then that's what it is. But
I mean, what else we need to say? She's not a drama girl. She's not with the confrontation. But if it has to be that, it is what it is.
I would prefer to not have to go there. You know what I'm saying? And these are things that, she does know. I'm not going
She's basically saying, Meg, you know my body, so why are you playing with me like that? That's what I'm hearing.
I'm not that type of person. I'm not fixing to get on the internet and do all that.
No. She's not with the internet games. She's a pull-up type of joint.
Again, I don't want to. Yeah. I prefer not to get too into detail about those types of things. But I did want to ask: is that night, the infamous night, the night that you actually found out about the betrayal?
It's crazy. Yeah.
We already know this, bro. But all right.
It is. It is. To my knowledge, shit. Other than that, like shit, she was 100.
Yeah.
To my knowledge. So yeah, it did end up coming out that night that she had been betraying me or whatever, and of course it's like, damn, why it had to come out like this? Like you should be able to come to me and say this, that way we can laugh in these niggas' faces, not these niggas laughing at us.
Supposed to be on the same team,
right? Exactly. And so, but for me, it's never about like, I'm not fixing to fall out with nobody about behind no guy. Yeah. That's like the last thing. You know what I'm saying? But of course, there are principles. And of course, when you are this tight with somebody, we should never have to do that to each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I did find out that night. Yeah.
Now, the pain that had to cause in your life, and you've mentioned it earlier, being able to trust again. Like, we got into it, right? This is your best friend. Now you're out in the world, and it's like, okay, well, this person wants to be your friend. They're trying to, like, you could see yourself, it might be 5 years down the line where I find out that you're not this person. How tough has that been for you in your life, letting people in?
Honestly, since that night, I've isolated myself completely. And I don't know if I've isolated myself. Sometimes you can self-sabotage, right?
Yeah.
If you stay in isolation too long. I've completely isolated myself and took myself out of environments that I normally would be in because I don't trust and because of the fear of, the betrayal. It put me in a very dark space. And a lot of people don't know that because I guess if you don't share it on social media, it don't happen. Or if you don't express it on social media, you're not going through nothing. If I post a picture tomorrow smiling, they just think, oh, how Kelsey's just so happy. How are you happy through all of this?
So careless.
But you don't know, like, behind closed doors, I really go through shit. So, I definitely have a fear of meeting new people, letting people into my space because I don't know what their motive is. And yeah, there's times where I'm like, damn, I wish I had me a circle of friends that I can just go, let's go have some wine, let's go do something. But it's hard. It's hard to make those connections. And there might be genuine people that really want to get to know Kelsey and be my friend and genuinely
good for you,
want good for me. But I don't know that because of the fear of, just the betrayal that I pushed those people out.
Yeah, giving somebody that power again.
Exactly. So I've definitely been inside.
Has that affected your drinking too?
The drinking, I don't.
Because
that night affected my drinking.
Right.
And I say that because I learned that shit is the devil.
What?
I'm for real. Like,
damn.
I'm serious. I mean, if you know how to, there was a time where we was turning up.
Right.
Y'all knew us as the hot girls, drive the boat.
Oh yeah, drive the boat.
We was pushing that. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to a point where alcohol, takes over and you become a different person, it's time to let that shit go. Everybody's like,
yeah, if alcohol make you turn a different person, bro, you don't need to be drinking straight like that.
Life's that night changed. So I don't even understand how you could still
have a
drink,
taste for that.
Have a taste for it, want to get drunk, any of that. You know what I'm saying?
I guess what you said.
Life-changing event. It sounded like she stopped drinking. She didn't say she stopped, but maybe she ain't getting drunk like how she probably was. They probably was drinking crazy, Apparently Meg is an alcoholic, allegedly. And she's, right there with her. So they probably were drinking heavily, just like that night. So maybe she really slowed down. And I mean, if she's with a guy right now, it seems that she respects him. If he had any respect, he's probably going to be like, yo, you need to relax.
That makes sense, though.
But maybe he didn't have to tell me. She probably realized that on her own, hopefully.
You obviously know more of who she is than possibly even she knows when it comes to that. Because a lot of us don't recognize our demons. We kind of try to push it under the rug. Like, I'm not really like this.
Right.
That's only when I
drink. Right. You have to have, it takes, to be able to have the ability to recognize those things. I'm so thankful that I was able to see that. I want to say maybe 2 times after that night, I got drunk out of being emotional. Right.
That's fair.
And I think it was my birthday. My birthday was a month after that incident. Ooh. And maybe one more time. And I'm like, nah, this can't keep happening. You know what I'm saying?
Not the same.
You get so drunk, you turn into this different person. You wake up the next day, you don't know what the fuck went down. You know what I'm saying? It's a scary.
Kelsey might be a violent drunk. She not with that internet, like she said before. So she get drunk and it's lit. Noted.
So I can't. I'm good on getting drunk. I'm good on all that. Like,
and like as we start walking back into the light in this specific conversation, I wanted to close that portion off with, there was an apology, and you seem like a very genuine person. Do you, when you think about the 2 individuals, Tory and Megan, I would imagine, by the way you carry yourself, you don't even want the worst for them. You probably genuinely want the best for them still.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's like a good or a bad thing. because some people would ask, like, you know, people that I've had these conversations with, like within my family, how can you still have sympathy for them? You know what I'm saying? I guess that's, like I said, my heart. People fuck up. You know, some mistakes you truly can't come.
I mean, I can take a guess why she may have some sympathy for the two. Number one being Meg. If these things we're hearing is true, that she might have shot at Meg, you know, you would feel sorry about that, maybe, right? And then I can see you feeling sorry for the guy that got blamed for the shooting because he's currently locked up in a correctional facility in California. Mind you, he lives in Miami. He's from Canada. Crazy.
Come back from, and you have to face consequences to some of the actions that you know that you do. But prior to that night, this was my sister, my best friend, and you know he was a friend to us. You know what I'm saying? So
He was more than a friend.
like I said, alcohol turned you into a different person.
Yeah.
I know, you know, sober, this is not who you are. So yeah, there is a part of me still that is like, nah, I hope everything works out for her. And, you know, with his situation, it's unfortunate, but hopefully, you know, he can overcome that.
Yeah. And there's no one that has gone through more than you. And it is...
That's debatable. You got a guy sitting in prison right now. Well, jail. Spent plenty money on lawyers. He has a son that he can't be with on the regular. His career that was thriving has been put to a halt. I'd say she probably got off the, I don't want to say the easiest, but she's definitely not the worst.
Media. It's what they say. And, oh, well, she said this, so this happened. Oh, well, you pled the fifth the whole way, so you have to be a bad person now.
Right.
What is that? How do you feel when you hear that stuff?
You
You
know,
able to shut it out?
I am now. Of course, in the beginning, it was like, it's a hard thing to truly accept what everybody's, you know, I guess their opinions on how I might have did certain things, right? But at the end of the day, I have a son I have to raise. I am a regular person. I am not a celebrity. I have a life I have to live. I have a family. I have to move forward with my life. And I have to do what's best for Kelsey. There was no protection for Kelsey. It was none of that. I'm out here by myself. I'm very accessible. So people can take what they want from that, but I have to protect Kelsey. You know what I'm saying?
Excuse me.
And, you know, people can form whatever opinion they want. I get it. It doesn't, like, why would you do that? But, you know, until somebody walks in my shoes or goes through something like that I went through in front of everybody, they wouldn't understand.
No, they can't. There's no way.
Hell no, that shit's crazy.
There's no way.
And it's like constantly, it's a constant reminder. Somebody is always,
Kelsey, a shooter.
well, like, it seems like it's dying down, and then boom, there's
And
another
it's
story,
back.
and then boom, another
She's like, yo, y'all don't even know what's really going on. I really had to pop shorty for real. Allegedly.
story. Now you got Whack 100, who is infamous for always putting some storyline about somebody out there. Now you have
There's. Why are they jumping, man? Like, delve into what happened, bro. Or maybe they can't. Maybe they agreed to say, all right, we're not going to talk about the specifics of the night, but we can, you know, teeter-totter. My manager says that's where I got that from. We can, you know, kind of like touch on it, but not too deep. I don't know.
have him saying, well, there's a video that's out there, and the video shows this, and it shows that. What do you have to say about that specific instance?
I'm gonna guess that she's gonna say she don't know, like she said on the stand, or she can't remember. Well, not that she can't remember. She don't know. I don't think she'll call Wack a liar. I don't think Wack is lying about this. What else could she say? If there was a video out of an incident that she might have shot Shorty, and it could possibly come out, it will come out if it does exist eventually. Let's hear what she has to say.
When he said that many times, but I think he recently said that. When was that, like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And he said it's gonna come out in a few days. Where's the video? Where's the video? And hopefully there is a video, because guess what that's gonna do? Clear the fuck out of my name. Shit, I wish there was a video. I'm sure there was a video. I'm positive.
She's sure there was a video. If the video exists, it can clear the F out of her name. Interesting.
If there was a video, there had to have been one. How you're in LA, you're in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I always said this. I'm like, yo, the only way Tory's gonna get out is if there's a video. I don't understand how they're in LA. You know, they were only like 10, 15 minutes away from Kylie's house. I'm like, so that's probably a nice area. Pretty sure everybody has a Ring doorbell in those type of areas. How is there not video? So when I found out that Wax said there's a video, I'm like, it makes sense. So that's why I don't think he's lying, because it just makes sense that somebody. But he's saying that there's a person that took a video, which is very possible. Everybody has a camera in their phone these days. But I always thought that, like, how is there not any video? Like, no street footage, no house, nobody got a camera in the crib. But I didn't expect her to say that. Drop the video so it can clear her name. People suspect her to be the shooter. There was a female's DNA on the gun. So what would the video clear of her? Oh, based on what Wax said, it shows that Tory was trying to get the gun from her. So this is a little shaky, you know. It's this is very funny right now.
Around rich ass, in a rich ass neighborhood.
Yeah.
Nobody got the footage. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I hope a video does come out. Until then, like,
I'm wondering if it even matters what happens on the real video, because she has immunity. So even if the video does show her shooting or grabbing the gun, right? I don't know how that works. Like, she got immunity for that trial. So if a video comes out and shows that, okay, it wasn't Tory, maybe it was somebody else that shot her, i.e. her, would she be able to get, they can't charge her? I don't know how it works. I really don't know. Like, what happens to her if a video comes out showing that she might have been the aggressor? Apparently in the video they were fighting on the ground. Kelsey somehow gets up, goes and gets the strap. Tory tries to, like, run after her and try to fight her for the gun. Bullets go off. Somebody gets shot in their foot.
shit, leave me the fuck alone. Because I don't know what y'all saying. Y'all saying the video going, what's this video supposed to show?
I hope they tell her what the video is supposed to show. Like, I feel like they're being they warmed her up and they haven't pressured her at all. I don't want them to make her feel uncomfortable, but, like, let's get to it though. I hope they say what I just said.
It's gonna show the real, and it's gonna make people feel bad for me for real, because they gonna see. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't think anybody's gonna feel bad for Kelsey.
shit, with the way AI and all that shit is set up.
Oh man.
I be like, motherfucker, if y'all AI generate, if that's even possible.
Yeah, nah, I'd be thinking about that all the time.
Yeah, you said it.
That
So she's throwing a monkey wrench in there, which is very suspicious in my opinion. Oh, because you got AI. Why would you need AI? What would AI do? We've been had AI.
So,
shit's
yeah.
crazy.
It's wild.
It's dangerous. You can literally create a conversation with
She changing the subject. I don't like that.
somebody's voice
Yeah,
and make them say something that they didn't really say, and it sounds like you.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, we live in a different world now.
it's dangerous.
It's
but
You need to ask her what. Well, you need to tell her like, well, what they said on the video is that blase blase blah blase blase blah. True or false?
it's definitely different.
But I understand that. Of course, it shit like that bothers me. But I also understand that people gotta keep their algorithm going, and they gotta stay in the headlines and shit like that. So it is what it is. I know the truth. Everybody involved knows the truth, and that's just what it is.
Now let's get to the light.
Hey.
The love?
The light.
Oh, the light.
The light. Let's get to the light. Let's walk into the light a little bit over here, you heard? You speak about, and we've spoken about best friends.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately for you, throughout this entire process, you actually were able to find a best friend. You have a child.
Hey.
I really hope that's not the end of what we really came here for. Kelsey Nicole, the Danza Project. We didn't get anything. She literally just changed the subject. She changed the subject when they were talking about the video. Oh, what you see on the video? What you heard was on the... First off, this guy didn't even tell her. Hopefully he heard what I heard. This guy didn't even say like, yo, on the video they said you was on the floor fighting with old girl, got up, went to the car, went to your bag or wherever the firearm was, and you tried to like, well, I don't know if she tried to, but Tory tried to wrestle the gun out of her hand and some shots went off. That's what he needed to tell her. That was what people are saying is on the video. She's like, oh, drop the video. I'm going to clear my name. Why are we not going into the night? Okay, you fell asleep at old girl house. You get up. Tory's trying to get with Kylie. Meg is acting the fool because she's lit. She's jealous. Y'all go back to the crib. Tory now gets in the car with y'all. Big argument ensues. You find out about Meg and Tory. Fight breaks out between you and Meg. This is all what we heard. Shots went off shortly after. Wait. They stop the car. Meg is out the car. Tory gets her to get back in the car. They find out. Then they get out again, and that's when the shots happen. I'm guessing he agreed not to go too deep into the story because that was just like a cake. This was like a cakewalk. Like she didn't really have to answer anything.
I believe you're happily married now.
Nobody cares about her. Wait, let me see what she's married?
You know what's crazy? I'm not married.
Oh,
Right. I mean, bro, shouldn't you have a ring on? Why wouldn't you have a ring on?
Okay.
I don't mind people saying that.
Okay.
Because we call ourselves, we say amongst
It's
our
like that.
peers
that's
and
why
things.
you're my...
Nobody cares about Kelsey's relationship with her man. Shout out to her and her man. We're here for like a specific reason.
wifey.
Yeah, we address each other as such. Shit, the power of the tongue is real. So yeah,
There we go.
manifest that for me.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? I'm happy. Y'all gonna know when we get married because we gonna do it big.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, no.
I could definitely picture you setting something after everything you've said. I could imagine the wedding's definitely gonna be
Oh,
big.
the wedding's gonna be crazy.
something.
Like what?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, let's waste money on a big wedding.
So I'll give y'all
My thing, not her thing.
a little something. I think that whole, I don't know who, I think immediately after the court case, or the same day, the first day I took the stand, a headline came out. Kelsey's husband was present. You see, what people don't really know is you can create these, how can I say this? You can create these narratives and pay the blogs to post this. They were trying to connect certain dots that just wasn't connecting, because of my boyfriend's association with, just people in the industry.
Okay.
They were trying to make it something that it wasn't.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Oh, okay.
For court purposes, I guess. Yeah. I'll say that. Yeah.
Yeah, to throw that everything.
You could tell this whole interview, when it came to talking about the situation, she's still being, she's finessing, she's savvy with it. She's saying what they want to hear, kinda, but she ain't really giving too much. So this is kind of, this is disappointing.
About a high profile case like that is, let's twist the narrative.
This is not fair to the people, man. Like,
to make it seem like this is going on and that's going
Yeah.
on. Oh, yeah.
Kelsey's husband was present, and her husband is connected.
What I'm saying is not fair. It's like, we didn't need her to come up here to tell us this. Like, it's cool that we got to learn her upbringing and all that stuff, but I don't even think she cares for people to even know that stuff if she wasn't on a podcast. So the fact that we didn't get into what we needed to hear or what we wanted to hear yet, at least, I don't know. I doubt they're gonna go back. He said, let's get it more light.
To this person, and so this is why she did that, because you know what I'm saying, shit like that, and I'm just like, bruh, y'all is reaching.
Reaches.
Yeah. If you make any sign like this,
I
you know
swear
what I mean?
to
Yes,
you.
yeah.
they're gonna. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you. I'm just open to it now. If you see my IG, I'm just constantly doing this. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Oh,
I
you
don't
on the
mind it.
Illuminati,
Yeah, I guess
like-
I joined in.
Yeah, nah, it was a reach. But nah, I'm definitely happy. I like how you called him my best friend. He is my best friend.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah,
So
you
I
can
do have a
look-
best friend.
You can look at the way people carry themselves, right? Obviously
Let's
he's
see if
here with us
anything
right
else.
now.
Chip stemmed off of, we'll get into that later.
Yeah.
But we met, I want to say in 2018. He actually was one of the top people in Houston bringing artists,
That time frame to kind of be the battery in your back to tell you. I would imagine.
He also, came in and enhanced my income, my my income with
hello.
everything I had going on. He taught me how to get more.
That's very
We got through
responsible
that.
of you, though, too.
Yeah,
'Cause you got
Mentioning them,
I
playing with her hair.
woke up and I had said a prayer. I said a prayer to God. And I asked him, like, God, just reveal if there's something you're trying to reveal to me, reveal it. If there's something that's not for me, show me that. And I swear to you, I prayed that morning. That morning. And that night, it was like destruction.
All right, let's get into
And I
the
was
night.
angry.
Let's get into the night.
It's like, that's not what I asked for. But you have to be ready for what you have to be prepared for what you asked for,
100%.
especially in prayer. And that's how I know that shit is real.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop praying.
No, I'm dead ass.
It was a
Like,
revelation, right?
Yeah, that's.
I'll never forget.
I'm gonna go ahead and not want that to happen to me.
I'll never
That's
forget.
tough.
But, if that's how he wanted to unfold, I believe it's because he knows I would have stayed no matter what.
yeah.
No matter what. Do me dirty, whatever. I'm going to stay by you. You know what I'm saying? So I think it had to happen that way for me to get away, for me to grow, for me to, shine in my own light.
Right.
And so, yeah.
I can't imagine how tough that is for you because everybody only has a narrative of Megan is this and Tory was this. You know what I mean? Like, but it was never about like what you actually had to go through.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't.
This is the time she could have cleared it up. What was the narrative? Clear the narratives up. Tell us how she did you dirty. You said it happened on multiple occasions when she took your man. Can we hear that? What's the point of coming up here to dance around the situation?
It wasn't like, damn, that poor girl. It was more like, oh, well, this, or well, I can't because they're the names. Everybody
Right.
wants to talk about them.
And, I had accepted for a while that my pain didn't matter because I was told, I was told by certain people and, on the team, like, you're not the celebrity. So, like, this was really told to me.
It's foul.
And I'm like, you're right. I'm okay. I'm going to heal. I'm going to be all right. But I was really going through shit. I really have PTSD from that. Really was depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit's very real. And no, I'm human. And my pain does matter.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I had to deal with that. And it's like, I'm sure I'm not the only celebrity friend that has went through stuff like that. I think we always get kind of swept under the rug. And if I wasn't as strong as I was, and if I didn't have that work ethic, I would have been forgotten by now. You know what I'm saying? But I've always had, like I told you at the start of my journey, the work ethic, the hustle has always been in me. So I'm going to always figure it out and always find a way.
Persevere.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
Liberation comes at a price.
yes, it does.
It
And
does.
I'm sure I'm not the only one that has, been minimized because of who you're attached to.
I could feel it, right? Like listening to you,
It's a lot.
and that like I was feeling that, and then she
man.
had that breath that I'm like, okay, that's
Like,
it
I needed that
validated it
breath.
for.
They're letting her off super easy, bro. Like, I ain't saying get disrespectful, but can we get some tough questions? Did her man set this up? How did they get this interview going? I want to know. Because the way they just conducted this is super... They should have been friendly, of course, warm her up, be nice, everything. But... they're not touching on any points. Any points.
For me, like, okay, yeah, like that, it really is. I'm like, oh,
No, it's a real thing. I have like, if I ever, I'm not like, I feel like I'm not like one of the best speakers, right? I'm a great writer.
no,
But-
you are a phenomenal speaker.
good.
To be able
Thank
to
you.
Come on.
let's give you your flowers here for a second about what you're doing. You haven't
She's not a bad speaker, but come on, relax.
spoken a long time. This isn't like it's chopped up and there's all these issues or these portions where you slipped up and you couldn't say what's on your mind and speak.
Right.
Well, this is the opportunity. Why is she crying? What is she crying about? Look, she got that gangster look, man. I ain't... Listen. She's looking like a straight gangster. She got the bang half cut off the forehead right here. Tatted up crazy. She's tough, man.
You've done nothing but impress me and impress everybody in this room.
I understand they want to, they got to be nice. I understand that. I'm not sure why she... Let me see what she said. Why she started crying.
And you haven't spoken a long time. This isn't like it's chopped up and there's all these issues or these portions where you slipped up and you couldn't say what's on your mind and speak.
Right.
You've done nothing but impress me and impress everybody in this room with the way you've carried yourself throughout not having a conversation. I was concerned. I was really concerned. After we had a conversation on the phone, I'm like, this is going to be tough for her.
Right.
You've exceeded the expectations by far. You're doing an amazing
you.
job.
Yeah.
But I hope that maybe one day I can be the voice, for those that, the celebrity friends. There's so many people who have gone through this, and like I said, you get minimized. But one day, hopefully, I can get us all together and help us share our story and shine light in that area, because I think it'll be a great thing to do.
Oh yeah, shed some.
Okay, well, that situation would be like a tell-all type of thing. Like, their story would be like the trauma that they've been going through with the celebrity friend. And she ain't really telling us much, so I don't think we should do that, honestly.
Some light.
For sure, because it matters. It does matter.
Did it take therapy to get here?
You know what?
She from the hood. She ain't doing no therapy.
Going back, I have not taken any therapy, right? I do know that I need it, and people that I have confided in have.
She probably do need therapy, because whatever she going through, she's still thinking about it. She's still tearing up. She's still tearing up for whatever reason. I don't know why. She ain't really saying much, so I can't really even delve too deep, right? But whatever happened, she seemed a little hurt still. Or is it guilt? Or a little bit of both? A man's in jail. She gets to go home to her son tonight. He doesn't. So the fact that she said, "Oh, well, I know things." Well, yo, say what you know. What the fuck? If it's true, nothing will happen, right?
I've also suggested it. It goes back to your childhood and your upbringing. You're kind of raised to be strong, to get through the shit. It's gonna be all right. Everybody goes through shit, right? Go cry in the restroom, wipe the tears, come out, and keep going. So no, I haven't did no therapy. But I will say, I want to say like in 2020, 2021, I did undergo like series of tests, and I did get diagnosed with PTSD and anxiety and depression. It was recommended for me to go see, the therapist and things of that nature, but I just neglected it, and I just moved forward.
A therapist obviously is fantastic. If you can, find a good one, of course, somebody you can actually, again, confide in and be real with and get that advice from, that's always great. But therapy comes in a lot of different forms. It could be you just taking better care of yourself, you just managing how you handle relationships and how close you let people to you, and little things like that. Having more you time, making sure, I'm getting my nails done. I don't care what nobody else say. Don't call me. Today's my day for me to do whatever I please,
Yeah.
That's therapy too. New clothes, new hair, whatever it is however you get that.
I think my son it's like the therapy for me. Yeah, I think he's like the therapy for me.
Wanted to get into that. I got a newborn daughter. She is 6 weeks.
Wow.
Baby girl.
Congratulations.
I'm obsessed.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
My first baby girl. I only got 2 kids.
Shout out to Danza.
And the shit on the internet was just going in. That he really helped me love again. You wouldn't understand. I mean, if you're not a parent, you wouldn't understand. Yeah, that's very important and
Beautiful.
I like it. I think there's been about 5 or 6 times in this specific conversation. We've had so many conversations now. I feel like it's day after day after day where we're speaking to somebody else, and this person 5 or 6 times at least that you left me speechless. Where I'm like, where do I go from here? You know what I mean? And because I'm so invested in the story, because it is important, it is pivotal, and it is important that people hear your side.
Yeah.
Right? And it is important that people know who you are today, not only as a mother, as an entrepreneur, as a wifey. You know what I mean? That's why you're my wife. Music always plays in my head. I hear it. I'm hearing it. You know what I mean? And again, shout out to you being in the room and being by her side the whole time. This is dope. It's what like the world actually does.
right now he's in manager mode.
Yeah, no, I see it.
So he ain't even
It's dope. It's dope. It's a beautiful thing to be. How many relationships, even I struggle with it, right? Like, I'm listening to what you're saying. You said that he was able to help you earn more.
For sure.
He was able to make you better.
Yes.
A lot of women aren't even really that great at actually need that.
Oh, almost going on 4.
4 years?
Yeah, we
Three?
just started a new year.
Damn.
It's 4 years this year.
Shit.
Time moves. But I'm human. You know what I'm saying?
He's like,
That shit, I'm finna speak your language to you. You know what I'm saying? And when I heard, her track, I immediately hit up my people and was like, hey, I need you to pull up to my house and, let's set a studio, let's set the studio up here and I need, I need a beat. Oh, okay, who's the artist? Shit, I'm gonna be the artist. I was like, what the fuck is going on, Kelsey? So, that's how that transpired. I heard the shit and I just got on my phone and was typing in response to everything she was saying. I just responded in my track and shit. Everything I said in my shit was facts. I ain't not one lie in my track. And shit, I'm gonna be the artist. I'm a rapper, so I was like, man, fuck that. I'm finna respond.
Got something for
I'm
y'all.
finna respond in the way that shit. I'm finna speak your language to you. You know what I'm saying? And when I heard, her track, I immediately hit up my people and was like, hey, I need you to pull up to my house and, let's set a studio, let's set the studio up here and I need, I need a beat. Oh, okay, who's the artist? Shit, I'm gonna be the artist. I was like, what the fuck is going on, Kelsey? So, that's how that transpired. I heard the shit and I just got on my phone and was typing in response to everything she was saying. I just responded in my track.
They ain't even bring up the track. Okay, they brought up track, but like bring up the things she said in the track. This is how you conduct a good interview for information. Holy.
And shit, everything I said in my shit was facts. I ain't not one lie. It may not have sounded the best to everybody, but shit, I'm not a rapper.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I put the words together. I put it together. It don't sound that bad to me.
Hey.
So again, why don't when we sign off we play that record, right? So line that up for me.
How about you get into the record? Get into the things she said. What's going on here, Danza?
Again, thank you.
Thank y'all. But before we get into that, I want to know, what was y'all's initial thoughts?
Ooh, you really want to know my...
This is interesting. She asked the most interesting question, and they better keep it real, bro. I can't believe what's going on here. I cannot believe. Maybe I should be a freaking journalist, man. I need to be conducting these interviews because we get into the nitty gritty, man. I'm glad she asked that, and they better keep it a buck.
My original
Yes,
thoughts?
I want to know.
I'd have been like, no lie, like I didn't think Tory did it. I think somebody else shot her. I would tell her, I would be like, well, based on what the eyewitness said, that first story, he said Tory tried to wrestle the gun. So, I mean, in my opinion, that made a lot of sense. I don't think somebody, who had the best review on this situation that I've seen, and I don't even watch his podcast, but he hit the nail on the head with this one. Joe Budden had a 45-minute breakdown. This is before they were in the new studio. This is the old studio. I think he was still with Rory and Mal. Like right before the whole breakup. He broke it down to a T. He said, if I'm Tory and I'm with this one, Kelsey and Meg, I'd be the last person to be shooting somebody. You know what I'm saying? And it made so much sense. Like, why would he shoot one of the girls he's having? It just doesn't bet. I don't know. I want to know what they want to say. They're gonna say.
I don't care if it's I want to know what y'all thought about me.
There's no chance they're gonna keep it real.
So I'm just gonna be honest because I'm an honest person. Just so you know that I was a Tory Lanez fan. Huge Tory. I am a huge Tory Lanez fan. Love his music.
Okay.
So I found a scapegoat. I used you as a scapegoat. I was like, I should definitely fucking let it off and shot her. I'm just being honest.
All right. Shout out to Danza. He kept it a bean. And she laughed. Hear the laugh. She didn't even sound surprised because she knows that's what people think. Let me hear that again.
Let it off and
look how she laughs.
Shot her. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean?
I appreciate your honesty, and you know, it's a lot of people that feel that way, I guess, but nah, that's.
It was the easiest route for me.
Yeah.
And
no, it wasn't the easiest route. It's the route that made the most sense. A to B, straight line. It wasn't easy.
Let's be honest. For me, it was like, I think most of the times when I hear most of these stories, we recently spoke about Nipsey Hussle's passing. Mm-hmm. I did not believe it.
Yeah.
No matter what, it was just like, nah, he's still alive, or the story's fake. It wasn't really Nipsey. There's something else had to happen. And then the conspiracy thing, it was because he was talking about Dr. Sebi. Like, we don't want to believe that somebody that we are a fan of is going out this way. You want to hope for a narrative. Somehow it's spun. I had no idea who you were.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was nothing against you. I'm just like, there has to be somebody else. Yeah. I thought there was only 3 people. That's it. This is how it went. It can't be him. He's not that dumb. And that's just how my story was. So that's me being 100% with you.
This is what I would have asked you. Did you hear him say dance be dance? If you didn't shoot, did you hear him say that? All type of things. Like, so many questions should have been asked.
I can't, I'm not upset about that, and that's just.
What do you think about Sean Kelly's statement, the eyewitness whose house the incident happened in front of? What do you think about his statement saying that you and Kelsey, you and Meg were fighting? Were you not fighting? Like, nails broken, nothing?
Like, sometimes with these blogs, of course, when I can identify when there's a paid post and when something is just them putting their stories together based off of what's out there. I don't get mad when it's something like that because they're just doing their job. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has a right to their own opinion. And when you don't know certain things and you're on this person's side, yeah, of course, you just can't believe those things. But again, alcohol is the devil, and it'll turn somebody into somebody they're not.
And you don't get to escape that question.
What?
Oh yeah, what?
Keep
I
it a
didn't
bean.
know what the fuck was going on because the more I heard about it, other names were thrown into the story, and then they were here, and this was happening, and it all led to this, and because so and so.
Yo, fam, what are you talking about? You know the whole story.
Was jealous of this and that and the third.
Don't tell me you thought it was Kylie.
Nah, yeah, right. That's the shooter? Yeah, right. That was the last suspicion I had.
She's still jacking that she's not the shooter, so basically saying Tory did it. Yeah, this is crazy.
Honestly, I didn't know.
I don't like
didn't
this.
have a dog
I don't
in the
like
fight.
this.
I don't know who did what.
And I like that you brought up the jealousy thing. I'm going to clear that up. No, jealousy ain't play a part in not a goddamn thing.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Well, as far as like for me.
I think we heard that.
Yeah.
In there.
As far as my standpoint, nah.
Okay.
Another question. She's saying, I wasn't jealous one. Hey, Kelsey, do you think Meg was jealous of you and your girl and your guys? Because you said she stole more than one of your guys. So was she jealous of you?
I think a lot of people will pick that up based on what you said. It wasn't forced. This conversation wasn't forced. There's a lot of things you said subconsciously that showed the person you are. That would clearly show that if people actually want to listen.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely going to be a lot of come on, the criticism of this conversation right now. Oh, Danza didn't ask the real questions.
Yeah,
you know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't.
Why was there this? Why'd you have residue on your hand? We don't want to talk about that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we don't.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to... Why don't you want to talk about that? That's what everybody wants to know. That's what everybody's tuning in for, Danza. Danza, you don't want to know that? You got this girl, I'm sure you paid her to come on this platform. The least you could have did was get your money's worth. You see how, I don't know if Shannon Sharp knew what Cat Williams was going to say on his platform. I don't think he did, because I think Shannon had like a list of questions that he probably didn't even get to, thanks to Cat just going off the cuff and speaking his mind. But we tuned in because we haven't seen Kelsey in years since she got on the stand. We haven't heard from her. So we tuned in to get the answers. We haven't gotten any.
One day, I'll clear all of that stuff up. I definitely have.
Hopefully when you do.
She's talking about one day? The boy's in jail. When will that day come? One day.
Come back on. You know what I mean?
Nah, don't come back on here.
They're gonna say that, and they're gonna say, "Oh, well, she lied about the entire thing. She was forced to say this. She was paid to say this, and you know, and obviously, look, Kato showed up to this interview, he didn't show up to the other one. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So those happen. But before we let you go, this is something that I love the most about most individuals, aside from being a parent, is an entrepreneur. Yeah. You got some businesses in the works. Can you talk to us about some of the things you got going on?
Yeah, so
what you got going on, man?
KM Management, that like I told you when I first, in 2017, I launched KM Management, which was a casting agency.
Okay.
And we were casting models for, music videos. Over time, the business grew. Now we're more into artist relations, coordinating events, casting actors for indie films, and an overall full-blown production company.
Wow, nice. Very nice.
Yeah, so I also just opened up a fashion boutique in my hometown.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So that's what I'm working on, that, just working on growing that.
All these girls got a boutique, man. It's crazy.
I thought it was a good idea to take it to my hometown because,
of course,
there's the lane for fashion is wide open. We don't have anything. I thought it was Bigfoot.
No. You could drop that track for me? Why we sign off?
The Busted Back?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord, I thought it was Bigfoot.
No.
Y'all, I am not a rapper, okay?
No. You don't got to rap right now. We're just listening to it. We're signing off. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Yeah.
This has been episode number 163. 64? Oh, man, that's a lot. 164. Danza Project. Like, subscribe. We're going to leave you with this. You can mute the mics. Let's listen to this record. You know what I mean?
Alright, so let me see what's going on with these comments. Y'all keep saying protect Kelsey, this and that. But if she knew Tory was innocent, she would have spoken up. She's just as guilty as Megan if she let an innocent black man get arrested for something she did. I'm going to give her a like. Shout out to Shorty. Protect Megan from this bull? What? She said Tory was innocent? Question mark. When? Okay, whatever. Imagine how Meg feels. Probably feels great. We don't want to hear where she used to work or where she's from and all that BS. We want to hear about exactly. Why would you have her on here? This was I'm sorry, Danza, man. You did your platform and your viewers a disservice by doing this. Respectfully. You can't. That's like having freaking President Trump on your joint and you're not talking about, well, what do you plan to do when, if you win the next presidential election? Like, that's what people want to hear. Well, what are you planning for the country since you want to be president? We got her here. She only here for one reason. You didn't bring her here to talk about the businesses. I'm so ready for this. Let's hear what little Miss Betty Boop has to say. I don't know what that means. This interview better do. It won't. It won't. It won't. Oh, wow. Somebody said it won't. Sorry. She's not Kim K, much less Kat. Okay. Thinking we won't hear nothing new, but it will do numbers. Okay, she was onto something. She said this before I even started watching. The betrayal, LOL. Get to the point, please. Right. Ask good questions. We don't want a dragged out interview talking about nothing. I hope they see these comments and know that, like, damn, y'all dropped the ball for real. Holy crap. Y'all afraid to ask some real questions. Talking about this chick bio like anybody cares. Sorry, we don't care. I'm sorry. Like, not to be mean, but, like, I'm agreeing with the people, bro. This is what I've been saying. She not about to talk about that ish. This was clickbait, y'all. It really was. I'm feeling like real clickbaity. Feeling like I got baited into clicking. The interview was pointless. Kinda. A false witness will not go unpunished, and whoever pours out lies will perish. Holy, she came up with the Bible verse. She will get what she deserves. You could have kept this. She's going to tell the truth. Is she going to tell the truth of what happened or not? Yeah, you could have kept... Yo, people are mad, bro. How many views they got already? Oh, I still got it on the... Let me refresh the page. People are mad. People are mad. People are mad, bro. Look. You got 6,000 views. You could have kept this. She got shot and you accepted the person that shot her phone call. That's why. Huh? You can clearly tell by her words and demeanor that Tory Lanez is innocent and he wasn't the one in the wrong that night. She said it's unfortunate and that she has nothing to say. There's nothing bad to say about him. Right. Read between the lines. She's dancing around it. Facts. She said except for that night. Whatever, dude. Somebody call Shay Shay so we can run this back. Shay Shay would ask the real questions. That's fact. Shout out to Chase Bands. He know what he talking about. Nah, get Millie. Who's Millie? Get Ack. We need Big Ack to ask her the questions. Big Ack gonna get to the bottom of it. Because I don't understand they warmed her up for nothing. Crazy. I didn't mind hearing about her background because I thought it was going to lead to something. It led to nothing. I asked myself why I watched this when I already had a feeling she wasn't going. I thought, they really clickbaited because the trailer made it seem like she was going really. She is a complete fool. She told Tory where Meg was after he shot her. She is not a friend. The more she doesn't tell what happened, the more Tory people can say she did it. Meg already said she didn't do it. Huh? I'm so ready for this. Let's say, yeah. What the F is she talking about? I don't know. Exactly. This was boring as hell. Free Tory because she basically said Meg lied. We'll give that a like. The interview better do... No, it won't, bro. I bet 100 she is not going to say anything we already know. We already didn't know. Copy. Kelsey is innocent. What? Free Tory. Facts. Like, everybody's saying the same thing, bro. Like, nah, man. Danza. No bueno, homie. Anyway, man. We got disappointed. This could have been a breakthrough. This could have, like, really shook up the internet. And you really dropped the ball. I don't know what to say. I have no idea what to say about this. You didn't ask her any tough questions. You didn't ask her about the night specifically. Like, it should have went from A to Z. Yo, you were asleep. Wait, you were drinking. You fell asleep. Tory gets invited to the party. He's there with Meg. He starts flirting with Kelsey. You wake up finally, or somebody wakes you up. Y'all gotta go because y'all was getting too ratchet. Whatever. Apparently, Meg get kicked out because she was too drunk. Kylie kicks y'all out. Do you remember that? Did she speak with a lawyer before she came here? Because this was real vague. This was Y'all got kicked out. Boom. Y'all left. Y'all came back. Why did you come? Why did you go back to the thing? Oh, Meg left her thing. Do you really think that Meg went to get her thing? Or did she go to check up on Tory? That's how you ask questions. A to Z. You know, people call Vlad the police, but he acts, he has an interrogation style way of asking questions, which helps you get answers, right? Oh, okay, you were at the park. Oh, y'all left. Why did you go back? Oh, so you went back to get Meg's things. Do you really think like she went to go get it, or she was trying to stop Tory? Okay, so what happens when Tory gets back in the car? What's the energy like? What are y'all feeling like? What's going on? What's being said? Okay. Why did y'all stop the car? Why did Meg get out the car? What was that about? Okay. Oh, she got back in the car. How did she get back in the car? What was she like when she got back in the car? What was the conversation? She knows everything, man. She's playing, man. She played. They don't seem like they seem happy with the interview. All their viewers are not happy. I don't know if this is their subscribers. Everybody's not happy. Everybody. Is she actually gonna talk though? No. Clickbait. 59 minutes ago. Let's see. How you go from okay. She lying. This was a waste. I'm very disappointed, man. I'm very disappointed with this. Anyway, that's all for today, man. We're going to be streaming live more often, man. Come check your boy. Like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah.